In terms of institutions using cryptocurrencies like XRP, we just got some big news that isn't being talked about at all right now. This video is going to be an in-depth look at a brand new statement that is very good news for networks like the XRP ledger when it comes to the world's biggest banks. I also want to talk about the XRP price charts and what XRP is doing now. I also want to talk about where XRP needs to stay in order for us to start a turnaround and set new all-time highs. Your help is very much appreciated as always. Thanks a lot. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Also, if you haven't bought any XRP yet, make sure you read about my favorite exchange in the video's description. So let's get right to it. I also hope you guys enjoy the blog. Hey guys, I want to start this video off with a really big news that isn't getting much attention right now. Now, I think this is more of a two-part statement. It's not that there are two releases, but they do tell us two very important things about how the world's biggest banks feel about the use of these cryptocurrency networks. Now, I've been making educated guesses on this channel for a while now about what financial companies will be interested in when it comes to the next generation of financial system. In the XRP community, we have constantly seen that most other crypto users don't see adoption of these networks the same way we do. There are a lot of people in crypto who believe that networks will be accepted from the bottom up. That is, regular people like you and me will start using these new networks, and then financial institutions will start interacting with us on these networks. It will happen naturally from the bottom up with almost no top-down action or financial institutions adding cryptocurrency to their products that reach end users. Most crypto enthusiasts who aren't part of the XRP community believe that this will be a movement from the bottom up, led by ordinary people, and it will completely change Wall Street. These days, people in the XRP group have a different view of things. I believe that many people in the XRP community believe that most people will not accept cryptocurrency on their own. A huge chunk of people don't even spend on their own. They do not even buy things. They don't do anything by themselves. That means that most people in the XRP community think things will go a little differently. What they think will happen is that financial companies will start adding cryptocurrency networks to the products they make, like Bank of America, which has hundreds of millions or even billions of people. So instead of each of those billion people having to find cryptocurrency networks on their own, learn about the technology, download a wallet, and decide what they want to do with their assets, or even if they're interested in them, those assets will be given to them. There's a lot more chance that Bank of America will just add something like the XRP record to their payment system. That way, all Bank of America customers will be using blockchain technology without even realizing it. Today, when people like David Schwartz and Ripple talk about this, this is how they think it will be used. Some people think that big banks will use this technology, which will save them money and make things better for their users. And that's exactly how I think things will turn out. One of the things that drew me to the XRP system in the first place was this. I think that Ripple's plan to create a network effect is the most important long-term goal for spreading this network. That is very important to me because I don't think the normal person will want to switch from their Bank of America account to a wallet in order to become fully independent in society. Most people, even those who know a lot about crypto, can't even keep their coins safe in their pocket for fear of getting hacked one day. It's not reasonable to think that everyone in the world will figure this out. And then the big news comes out, which I really want to talk about here. Additionally, the OC recently stated that it is now okay for banks to hold cryptocurrency assets in order to pay crypto asset network fees. You may be thinking, wow, that was a really dull announcement. Why should I care? But let me explain why this is so important. Things like this don't happen unless banks ask for a strategy that is very clear. It comes out of nowhere. It's crazy. I'm sure you all heard me read that and ask, what does that even mean? Why does that matter? From this policy change, we understand that the OC is now confirming that it is fine for banks to hold cryptocurrency so that they can use the underlying network. I don't know what else to say if that doesn't show that these banks are seriously interested in using these coin networks to make their financial system better. That part is the most important of all of this. There had to be proof from these banks that they were serious about using these networks to improve their current banking system, because we didn't know for sure that they wanted to do that until we saw something like this. But this whole but makes it clear that they were interested in that and are probably already a long way along with it. They're saying, hey, we needed to be able to hold XRP in our balance sheet to pay network fees so we could use these networks the way we want to. What does that mean? It tells you that the top-down approach of these banks adopting the technology and passing it on to their customers is much more likely to happen, and is happening right now, than a movement of regular people going after all the big banks, because we all have our own crypto wallets. From my point of view, this fits right in with the XRP ledger and Ripple's plan from the start. Ripple has always known that governments would stay in place. Brad Garlinghouse even said that governments would probably get huge tanks ready before they let go of their own paper currency. And of course, that's what was always going to happen. So Ripple did something different. They went to these banks and told them, hey, you don't need all of your customers to go download a wallet. That would never occur to them. You can just add blockchain technology to the back end of your business. And all of a sudden, all of your clients start using cryptocurrency, and they might not even know it. This is the holy grail of adoption, and it's the same way we saw adoption on the web. Of course, not everyone is writing their own code for their website and dealing with the internet's protocols. Instead, everyone just uses Google, everyone goes through Google, and Google makes it easy for us to surf the web. Yes, that's exactly what Ripple does. And that's exactly why they did what they did. We can see right now from this news from the OC that the banks and other financial institutions are fully on board with building the next generation of the financial system in this way. In no way does this mean that none of these other networks will exist, or that there will be any bottom-up activity in crypto. In fact, I think it's very likely that number will keep going up. But when you talk about mass adoption, you're talking about how the average person will use the banking system. And I don't think that everyone downloading a wallet and playing around with DeFi will lead to mass acceptance of cryptocurrency. Crypto has been a part of my life for a long time, but I'm not really that interested in it. I don't think anyone should be expected to do that because it goes against everything we've seen. Most people want better goods and services, but they don't want to be the ones to make them. It has always been the right thing for financial institutions to use this technology and then pass it on to their users. The cryptocurrency industry as a whole has been looking in the wrong direction, but this has been Ripple's plan from the start. This shows that they are once again very far ahead of the curve in terms of how they see this next part of adoption going to unfold. We are going to look at the XRP price chart now because I know a lot of people are interested in it.